Cody back again with another Vinyl Finds video. Probably have about 14 albums or so to show since the last Vinyl Finds video, and luckily things slowly starting to open again. Still, I haven't really gone to a ton of record stores. Vinyl Rescue Project, really the main one I've only been going to. Definitely my go-to place anyway. But some of the record stores, like especially the ones in Broad Ripple, I don't think are actually even open yet. I think they're still only doing like curbside pickup only. But everything pretty much in Indianapolis has been opening at a slower pace than down like on the south side. But definitely hope to be able to at some point in the summer go to like Luna or Indie CD and Vinyl and browse around, hopefully by next month or so. But do have a few things to show, and as far as my concerts go, I was really holding out a glimmer of hope that I would be able to at least just go to one show, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I think the last video I did, I think the only shows I had left was Black Crowes, which was supposed to be in August, and the Smashing Pumpkins, which was supposed to be in October, and now both of those shows are not happening in 2020. Black Crowes postponed the show till sometime in 2021, and the Smashing Pumpkins honestly just canceled their entire tour, which really devastated me. It really bummed me out, because I mean it had already been postponed once, and it was till October. I feel like they might have prematurely canceled the show, but I mean, I guess if you're not sure and you just can't roll the dice, I understand. I really wish they would have postponed instead of canceling it. But anyway, it is what it is, and hopefully the Smashing Pumpkins do come back around, hopefully next year with another tour. But I mean, it is what it is. But I was really holding out hope that by October things would be good to go. But they ended up canceling it, like 4 or 5 months before the show was even supposed to take place, which is kind of crazy to me. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. But I'm gonna stop ranting and complaining about not being able to go to concerts this summer, and just start showing what I have picked up. And this is one that I've actually got online, one that I've had pre-ordered for a number of months now. It's Local H Lifers. Of course, this was originally supposed to come out in April. The CDs and the cassette still came out when it was scheduled to, but due to the coronavirus, obviously they weren't able to get all the records pressed. But finally have it in my hands. Sounds amazing on vinyl. It plays on 45 speed, and I did opt to get the autographed ones. It was only like $5 or $10 more to get autographed by Ryan Harding and Scott Lucas. So definitely really cool on that. Just on black vinyl, but just a tremendous album from Local H. Glad I finally had my hands on the actual vinyl. And they've been doing some really cool live shows on their YouTube and Facebook. Like when that album came out, they played like the entire album amongst other songs and stuff. Like it was just a really fun thing to watch. They did that a few times, and they're actually doing like a drive-in show in Chicago, and I would love to go to that, but that's probably not going to be possible. Then I also picked up I picked up the next few things I actually picked up at the Vinyl Rescue Project. And this is Les Claypool's Frog Brigade, set 1 and set 2. This is the more recent reissue that came out in April, and it is on this really cool green colored vinyl. And this originally came out on Record Store Day, Black Friday, in November, I believe. And it was like a solid green color, I want to say. And I honestly prefer this one. And I think the color on this one looks a lot better. And I know that several people have said that when they got it on Black Friday Record Store Day, that they opened it up and had like 2 LP1s instead of like LP1s and 2 and 3, and there's like missing an album. It seemed like a lot of people had that happen to them. No issues with this one as far as I know, but sounds really great. Then another album I picked up there is honestly a band that I've never heard of before. It's called Vas Durfrin's Organization's Saturation. Honestly, probably pronouncing that wrong, but it's just like a solid instrumental album. It definitely really jams. One of those things that I saw the cover caught my eye, and it's like, I'm going to take a chance on it and see how it sounds. And was pleasantly surprised. Sounds pretty good listen. Definitely worth checking out if you come across it. And then I also picked up Meat Puppets Out My Way, original 1986 EP. And anytime I see a Meat Puppets album I don't have, I have to pick it up. No exception. And that's just like the regular store stock stuff I've gotten at the Vinyl Rescue Project. But he has been doing the collection. You know, I've been showing things that I've gotten from this collection, this private collection, now for like probably the last year. I think he started doing it last June, maybe July. But it's crazy that this guy has this many records, that he's been able to sustain doing this collection for almost a whole year. And he's done it a few times since he's reopened, printing out stuff. And I've grabbed, I know, a handful of things. Nothing too like crazy or anything, but I did pick up Predator in Disguise by Praying Mantis, an original 1991 pressing. And then I also picked up Helloween, Straight Out of Hell, and this one is on orange vinyl, orange translucent vinyl. Well, it looks really, really cool. I mean, I have picked up so much Helloween from this guy's collection, and there's, I mean, still stuff that I wouldn't mind having. That's kind of a little bit more on the pricier side. But I've definitely increased my Helloween collection like 100% since this collection has started coming in. And I also picked up Jackal, Push Come to Shove picture disc. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is the only way this album's ever came out on vinyl too. It's just on this picture disc, which is honestly kind of a shame, because the picture disc does not sound the best. It definitely has a lot of background noise, but you know, it looks cool. I don't know if it's something I'm going to play that often, but cool to have nonetheless. And I really like the hype sticker. It actually says on it, "Make your Sega and Nintendo games rock. Turn down the sound and play this loud." So kind of a throwback. And it, of course, came out in 1994. And another picture disc I picked up is Slayer, Show No Mercy. This is a 1987 picture disc. I think the actual album might have came out in like 83 maybe. But pretty cool looking picture disc nonetheless. And you can't go wrong with Slayer. And the last two things I picked up from the collection is actually just a couple of Accept albums. They're Blood of the Nations, 2010 album, which I think is their first album since like 1996. Had to pick that one up. And this one's just on black vinyl. And I also picked up Blind Rage, and this one is on yellow vinyl. Like a solid yellow vinyl. But, you know, two Accept albums that I needed to throw into the collection. And the next few things I'm going to show is just stuff I have gotten online. The first one being is one I actually had to get this on eBay, actually. And I really don't like buying albums on eBay, because it's just a real... You just never know what you're going to get when you get things on eBay, especially when it comes to albums. But I felt comfortable with this one because it was brand new, still sealed, and it was from a record store in like Michigan or something like that. And I actually kind of had a decent time finding this album when it came out. I couldn't find it in any record stores. And of course, when it came out, like everything was on lockdown. So most stores was only doing curbside pickup. And so I'm sure like a lot of stores probably weren't even getting in new stock. But I mean, it was even hard for me to find on like Discogs, at least from a seller in the United States. I feel like all the ones on Discogs when it came out was all international sellers, and wasn't really trying to get anything overseas right now, because I would probably still be waiting for it. But you know, Straight Songs of Sorrow, definitely Mark Lanigan. Just honestly has come out with 2 albums in the past year, and they're both just amazing albums. I don't know if I like this as much as I do the album that came out late last year, like fall of last year, but nonetheless, really enjoy it. Still very good. And Mark Lanigan's one of those guys that when he comes out with something, I know it's going to be good, and I know that I'm going to have to want it. But I actually have just 3 more things to show, and all of them came from Discogs. The first being is just a 45 single. It's King Missile, Detachable Penis. And this is the only way to get this on vinyl. And I'm kind of surprised that this wasn't on vinyl, because I feel like a lot of King Missile's albums are on vinyl and available on vinyl. But for some reason, this album with the song on it is not. But it does have 4 songs on this total. It has obviously Detachable Penis, but it also has Jesus Was Way Cool, the live version, Dinosaurs, and I Wish. So one of those things I've had on my Discogs want list for a long time. I think this one came out in Australia only, so I feel like a lot of times when it does pop up on Discogs, it's from sellers in Australia, and the shipping is just as much as the 45 most of the time. But I found one pop up that was within the United States, so I definitely had to pull the trigger on it when I saw it pop up. But really interesting song, to say the least. Then I also picked up Offspring, Ixnay on the Hombre, original 1997 copy. And one of those things I didn't really know why I didn't have this album, because I have almost all of the Offspring stuff from like their first album all the way until Americana. But I didn't have this one for some reason. One of my friends was talking about Offspring, and I was looking at my albums and realized I did not have this one. So went to Discogs and had to pick it up to add to the collection, and figured might as well get an original 1997 copy. So definitely had to pick that one up. And the last album I'm going to show is one that I've been honestly wanting to get for a while, and it's Marilyn Manson, Portrait of an American Family. And it's usually just like way more than I want to spend on it, but this reissue originally came out in 2009, and it originally came out with a shirt with the album, and as you can see, the shirt is missing, which honestly made me be able to get it for much cheaper than normally it would pop up for online. And honestly, I don't really care about the shirt. I mean, if I really wanted to get a more American Portrait of American Family shirt and put it in the box, I'm sure I could probably do that and get it on some website for 10 or 20 bucks. But didn't really need the t-shirt. But I do really wish that they would have designed this box. I mean, this box is just like massive for no reason, because really it's just the album right here, and then the t-shirt would have went right here. There's nothing else that it came with. So I kind of wish they would have slimmed down the box and maybe found a different way to have the t-shirt come in the box. But it is on green vinyl, just a 1 LP. But definitely super happy that I was able to pick it up. And the record itself is in great shape. But definitely, like, Lunchbox is just a really solid album, or solid song from Marilyn Manson. Of course, this is their first album that originally came out in like 1994. But one that you don't see all the time. And I actually saw this one not too long ago. I went to it was probably like earlier this year, maybe late last year. I went into Electric Key Records, and he actually had this on the shelf, and it was his personal copy he was listening to. And I saw that, I was like, oh man, he unfortunately didn't want to sell it, which I don't blame him. But now I have my own copy, and glad that I do. But that is all the records that I have to show. Hopefully next month I'll be able to go to even more record stores, but I've been working a lot more now too. I mean, when this stuff started, I was working like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. So now I'm back to working full hours again. So it was good while that lasted, but it is also good to be working full time again. But that is all I have to show. Hope everyone has a great day, and hopefully everyone can make the best of the summer with no concerts, and hopefully at least some local stuff happens. Hopefully some shows in some small capacities happen. I mean, I know wrestling shows here. I actually got a few that I'm going to, some local shows, not like WWE or anything, but they're able to have shows with like smaller audiences. So hopefully other things are able to happen, and slowly but surely. But anyway, I hope everyone has a great day, and thanks again for watching.